The secular demographic is the fastest growing in America, yet the religious right controls all three branches of government, and there are no open atheists serving in Congress. Why do you think it's so hard for an atheist to get elected in this country?
There's tons of polling showing we're the least trusted minority in the country. So it's just currently political suicide for you to be open about your non-religious views if you want to get into politics. But I think that's changing as the demographics are changing.
Then do you think that there are politicians who are actually atheists but haven't said that out loud who are serving right now?
Some of them are certainly atheists, but they're just too afraid to be honest about it because they want to get reelected.
Why do you think that 80% of evangelical voters support Donald Trump?
I think a lot of evangelical voters are one-issue voters, and a lot of them voted for him simply because they're against abortion.
Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos has said she wants to convert public schools in America to God's kingdom. And of course, the Trump administration has pledged $20 billion to spread taxpayer-funded voucher schools across the country. How does this make you feel?
As a parent of kids in the public school system, it concerns me on so many levels. One of them being that, is she going to try and put God into the public schooling that my secular kids have to go to? Or is she going to take money from my secular kids' school and put it into funding religious schools for other kids? Either way, it's not a good option and something that I'm definitely against.
What would you do if you found out that a teacher was telling your kids, your grandkids, that the earth is only 6,000 years old and dinosaurs walked alongside humans?
I would certainly file a complaint with the Freedom from Religion Foundation.
We all know the earth is 7,000 years old.
According to recent Pew data, millennials are really driving that exodus away from religion. And currently, only a quarter of millennials attend church regularly. Why do you think that is?
I think that a lot of millennials on social issues, for example, LGBTQ rights, they are very supportive of full equality and marriage equality. Religion has historically showed a lot of hate towards those groups that millennials see as love.
Do you think more and more people are moving away from religion because the technology in their pockets allows them to just easily debunk things like creationism?
I think a major reason that people have historically needed religion is to answer questions that they could not possibly know. So I think that technology is replacing a lot of these mysterious questions. You can just ask Google anything. God isn't as necessary anymore.
Do you think religion is responsible for the majority of wars throughout human history?
I do, and I think you can go through history and show the facts of that. I think it's also behind the major war of our time, which is climate change.
Do you think that a belief in creationism and in the afterlife makes people think that they don't really need to protect the planet?
If you believe that really our time on Earth is just a small little blip compared to our time with God, and that God created the universe perfectly, then we have no real obligation to protect the planet because we're going to go to some paradise, and the Earth is how God wants it anyway, climate change and all, which, to me, is the logic of a psychopath.
Why do you fight for women's reproductive rights?
One of the greatest dangers of religion in America, to me, is how it's taken control of reproductive health care. Something as fundamental as choosing when or if or how many times to be a mother as a moral question, when only a woman can know how or whether or when she can become a happy mother.
Stephen, why are you proud to be an atheist?
I think that the group that we see here at FFRF is an amazing collection of artists and poets and scientists and writers and some of the greatest minds of the world, and to just be involved with those discussions is enlightening.